I'm stressed. Hi. So today will obviously be my May wrap up. I keep saying March, it is May. So today will be my May wrap up video. Another unexciting month in terms of quantity, but in terms of quality, this was actually a good month. So I'm very happy to be here and I have good reviews. Also, I decided that I'm going to start telling you when I finish books because I thought that'd be fun too. So let's get into it. The first book that I finished was Tessa Bailey's It Happened One Summer. I finished this book on the 8th of May and I gave it 3 stars. So I did bring out a whole reading vlog about this one and the next one, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but overall I did enjoy it. I really went into this thinking I wouldn't like it, and I went into it with a pretty honestly negative opinion. And I was very pleasantly surprised. The couple was cute, the book was cute, the plot was interesting. I really enjoyed like the party Instagram girl going to a small town and becoming a bar owner situation. That was fun. Overall, 3 stars, really good, enjoyed it. If you want a more in-depth opinion, definitely go check out the video that I posted about it. And then the next book that I finished is obviously Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey, which is book 2 in the Bellinger sisters series. And this one I also gave a 3 star, and I finished this one on the 18th of May. Again, 3 stars, cute story, cute couple, whatever. Upon further reflection, I have realized that both books I probably wouldn't have liked if I listened to the smut. So I don't know if that's chasing or like what. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's fine. I also do think that they were a bit dramatic, especially Hook, Line, and Sinker. Like it was a little dramatic, but I mean, you know what? We love drama, so. The next book that I read was actually a reread. It was Beach Read by Emily Henry. Both times around, it was a 5 star, and I finished it on the 19th of May. If you hear that banging, I'm sorry. The rubbish lorry is outside, and there's absolutely nothing I can do about making it quiet. In terms of this book, I loved it the first time, I loved it the second time. It makes me ugly cry every single time. If you specifically want to know which parts, I don't remember the page, but it's the dad's lectures. So I was not okay. It was really good. I absolutely I love Gus and January, actually. Like, they're such a cute couple. They're both such wonderful characters individually and together. My literal only disappointment with this book both times around is the fact that it's called Beach Read and they're on the beach maybe twice in the entire book, which it's such a minimal thing, but it's just annoying because the first time I actually waited to read this book for when we went on a beach trip and I wanted to read it on the beach, and then when I was reading it on the beach, there was no beach. Beach doesn't sound like a real word anymore, but it was good. It was great. I don't think I'll reread it again though. I don't think I can emotionally handle that. At least not for a few years. I definitely don't think I'll reread it for at least 2 years, but you know, that's not a bad thing. The plot's just very solidified in my brain. I need to forget before I can reread it. The next book that I finished was Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, and I also gave that 3 stars. And I also finished it on the 19th of May. If you're wondering what happened on the 19th of May and why I finished so many books, it's because I decided I was going to. I had been reading 4 books at a time for 2 to 3 weeks at that point, and I was just sick and tired of having that many books to focus on. So I was like, I'm just gonna get rid of a few and make it easy for me. So that's why I finished that many books. In terms of Crown of Midnight though, it was boring. I did not like it. I didn't like it so much so that I'm actually struggling currently reading Heir of Fire. Like, it's been a week or 2 and I'm only 50 pages in because I just don't have motivation to read it. The first 3 quarters felt like nothing was happening. This is just my personal opinion, but I don't think Sarah J. Maas is that good at like writing mysteries. I think she's good at romance, she's good at plot and like having a very big plot and a big world and a ton of stuff happening all at once. But the mysteries to get to those plot points have always been kind of boring for me, excluding the original ACOTAR series, but even Silver Flames I was struggling with. So that's one thing about her writing that I'm noticing I struggle with. I don't know if anyone else feels that way. I've never seen anyone comment on it, but that's how I feel. So I think that's why I struggle so much with that one and why I'm struggling with this one. And also, I've said this before, but I'm pretty sure that Crown of Midnight is just set up for the rest of the 5 books. So what are you gonna do? Like, it has to happen. Setup has to happen. It's like how world building has to happen. But I just felt very bored and it was not that enjoyable of an experience for me. That being said, I didn't hate it. It was just my expectations were up here and the book was down here. So, like, this is very far off the ground, but it's just when you're here and I expected you to not be in frame, like, what are you gonna do about that, you know? That being said, I used to be a romance girly and I couldn't read a book if it didn't have romance in it, and now I'm reading 2 books that have little to no. That being Air of Fire, which none has occurred as of yet in this book, and prior romances is, that's kind of interesting character growth on my part. So the next book that I read is also a reread. It is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I finished it on the 25th of May and I gave it 4 stars, which is a star lower than what I gave it the first time around. So originally I gave it 5 stars. This time I gave it 4 stars because there were just some things that I couldn't get over. However, it is still a favorite. For me, something doesn't have to be 5 stars for me to be a favorite, but if it's 5 stars, it's very likely to be a favorite. Like, they're not mutually exclusive at all, is what I'm trying to say. So the first reason that I gave this 4 stars instead of 5 the second time around is there's this one quote, I don't remember what page it's on, but it's while they're in Hawaii, and she makes a joke and tells him that he should go and like find his Horcruxes, which, if you don't know, that's a Harry Potter reference. But I'm sure at this point in time, probably everyone has either seen, read, or both Harry Potter. That was a horrible sentence. Point is, she told him to go like find his Horcruxes, and he was like, you know, to do that you need to murder people. And then her internal monologue was like, I knew he was a reader, but I didn't know he was my kind of reader. It's Harry Potter. Everyone has either seen or read Harry Potter. It is not like, it's not an indie small author. It is not small. Everyone knows it. I just thought her like swooning over the fact that he got a Harry Potter reference was really, really stupid. I don't know. If it was specifically because it is Harry Potter, I should say. Nothing against the series at all, but I just feel like, again, it's a very big series that millions upon millions of people love. So why are you freaking out about the fact that he's one of a majority? You know, it's a majority. Like, don't freak out about it. It's silly. And then the second part is the fact that Ethan didn't believe Olive about Dane. I can't say more because that'll be spoilers, but he didn't believe her and he treats her kind of poorly. And I just, if I were in that situation with my partner and my partner's sibling, I would believe my partner. Maybe not immediately, like maybe I need to take a step back. Like, I might react poorly initially, but then I would like think about it and I would sit down with them and I would talk with them and like try and figure out what's happening. Like, I wouldn't just blindly believe my sibling because they're my sibling. That just doesn't make any sense. So those 2 reasons I had to dock at a star because they were just a little unforgivable for me. But overall, still a very good book. Every time I think about that book, I want to get on a plane and fly to Hawaii immediately, and it's still a favorite despite being 4 stars instead of 5. So it wasn't a bad read, it was just those 2 things really bothered me. I'm gonna get yelled at again for hissing this leaf. And the next and technically final book that I have finished this month, I finished on the 26th of May, and that would be The Guest List by Lucy Foley. And this was also a reread. The first time around I gave it 4 stars, and the second time around I gave it 5, which I was not expecting at all. The first time around I listened to it, and this time I read it because I was gifted the book. So I could get a lot more invested into the story, and I think that's why I upped it a star. And another reason too is I was convinced. I remembered who did it. I did not remember who did it. I was very wrong. When I found out, I think I was double shocked and confused. And I had to close the book and just sit for a second and like think. I also read this with my boyfriend as a buddy read, and I've never buddy read with anyone before, so that was really fun. I really enjoyed like sitting every week talking to him. It was a really fun experience, and I love Lucy Foley. The Hunting Party and The Paris Apartment were both 3 stars for me, but honestly I want to reread them both and read them, not listen to them, so that I can see if maybe I just read them the wrong time. Maybe it's the audiobook, like maybe Lucy Foley is like read exclusively, don't audiobook her. I don't know, but it was a really good book. I loved it. I'm not gonna get into the review too much because it's in a different video, but I really did enjoy it. The reason I said technically this is the last book that I finished is because I am currently reading, what am I reading? She Gets the Girl by Rachael Lippincott and Alyson Derrick, I believe. So the reason it's not on this list is because I'm currently reading it, but I might finish it either like tomorrow or the day after, maybe. And if I do, it'll technically be a part of my May wrap up, but I definitely won't put it in my April because I'll forget. Luckily though, that book is set to be a part of a different video that should come out. It was supposed to come out in June, but I think now it's gonna come out more so early July because I have other things to film before then. So it's not gonna be in any of my wrap-ups, but that's fine because you will see a review for it if you are interested in hearing my thoughts and opinions on it. I just wanted to throw it out there. I'm about 27% of the way through and I am enjoying it quite a bit. It'll be a good review, hopefully. If it keeps going the way it's going, I don't see why it wouldn't, but that is where I am. I'm very curious if anyone else has read a murder mystery thriller twice or multiple times and given it more stars the second time around. So let me know if that's ever happened to you or if I'm just alone in that. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you. Bye.